What's up, guys? Got a couple extra hours this afternoon, so just gonna do a couple quick mods to the 1990 GT and get this thing looking completely different in a short amount of time. I'm going to be transforming it with what I like to call the 1990s starter package, especially for a GT, and that starts with the GTS headlight covers. Scored these off of the Barn Find Coupe. I think they look great on the black car, since we smoked out a set of original OEM headlights for that car and taillights. That kind of suits that car a little bit better in my opinion. So we got the headlights sorted out. I think I'm gonna French out the fogs and get some yellow translucent vinyl, kind of give it the same look and feel as the Stalker Vert. So just waiting for a friend of mine to get back to me on that vinyl. So as soon as that comes in, we'll get those fixed up. From there, gonna be bolting on this Saleen wing that I painted up. Picked this up for 150 bucks off Marketplace. Had to put a couple hours into some sanding and prep and paint, but she's black and should look pretty good on the car. It's got the third brake light in it as well, so that's been smoked out to match our kind of murdered out blackish theme. And then lastly, what I'm most excited for, a set of ROH ZR-6 wheels. These were stripped down and powder coated. I scored them cheap off of Kijiji, again our Canadian Craigslist, and they're a square setup, so 17 by 8.5 all the way around. And I've gone with a 245 4017, nice low profile, flush sidewall. I can't stress enough about the look of a sidewall on a tire and how important it is. These aren't the greatest tires in the world. They're fairly affordable, but I've had really good results. It's what I actually run on the Wild Strawberry Dutch Hatch. So they are a Champiro or Champiro, however you want to pronounce it, tire. And, it's been great. They're quiet. They're pretty sticky for what they are, and they're actually really, really good in the rain. So nice square setup, so you can rotate them, do whatever you got to do with those. So those are going to get bolted on, and not going to lie, I'm going to cut a coil out of the front here. I'm not 100% sure which springs are in here. I know they're reds. They could be iBox, they could be Mac, they could be a lot of different things, but you can just see from that stance in the front, because there's already a 245 4017 in the front. There's quite a bit of a gap up there. It's going to take that down about an inch. The rear actually doesn't sit too bad. I'll do the fronts and then see how I feel about the rear. The rear lips aren't rolled, and I'm not planning on rolling them. So, I just don't want to make sure I get any tire rubs or anything like that, which I don't think I will with the 245. And then lastly, this drives me nuts, going to be getting rid of the chrome door handles. So I got these black handles and locks from LMR. They come complete lock set. Got to say, I'm a little disappointed that the centers are still, well, they're not chrome, but they are a metal finish. I would have thought they would have been all black. It's not the end of the world. It just would have been nice, if you're going all black in your theme. It's just kind of weird that the center is still metal. Get rid of that chrome. Chrome don't get you home, right, folks? So that's it. Gonna start ripping into this thing. Probably do the suspension first right here on the floor. I just go for the jack the car up, get the wheel off, undo the sway bar that's non-existent on this car, so I'm already a step ahead. Undo the two strut bolts, lower strut bolts that go to the spindle, and let everything down nice and easy with the jack, and cut the coil, put the spring back in, tighten everything back up. Just like that, the first spring is out. So easy it was. I forgot to mention before, you just got to take the caliper off. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to cut one full coil out right here. So that'll make up for pretty much that inch that we're looking for. There's no isolators in here, so worst case here, if it ends up being a little bit too low, we can go ahead and slap some rubber isolators in there, and that'll bring things up a little bit, but I think we're going to be just fine. guys, wing time. Believe it or not, I've actually never installed a Saleen wing on a hatch because I haven't actually owned that many hatches. So I'm hoping that all the hardware on that is going to bolt into the stock location. We'll find out. Right, Dale?
Right. Sure. Whatever you say. You're the smartest guy I know.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
What?
That's nice, yeah, to say.
Give me one.
I'm not sure if the battery died while I was installing the wing because I looked over after I was done installing it and the camera was off. So my apologies in advance if it died. If it didn't, I got a few clips. Well, here it is. It's installed. It's looking pretty good. Car's a little dusty, so I'm gonna have to get that cleaned up. It's now the last task of the day is swapping out these chrome door handles and lock cylinders to just clean things up and get rid of that chromy, blingy look. So I've already done the driver's side. It's looking a million times better over here. And everything installed pretty easily, you know. Somebody actually had already changed these handles to chrome. They're not a factory door handle on here. So the one interesting thing is that in the kit, you actually get new pop rivets to rivet the handles back on. These ones have actually been put on with little nuts and bolts, which I actually favor this. I'm not gonna lie, because not everyone has a rivet gun that's large enough to be able to pop rivet those in place. That, and you probably need an extra set of hands to help you out, you know, making sure that the handle's nice and straight, and then somebody else, you know, pumping the gun to pop the rivet in. So I'm keeping the nut and bolt method on here, and I am installing a lock washer on the back. There's no lock washers in this case on these guys. And the other nice thing is we don't have any rivets to drill out, because that's a little bit of a pain in the ass too, not gonna lie. So gonna have to go ahead and take this door panel off so we can get access to the door handle and door lock cylinder. Don't mind the computers laying on the ground. That was from getting the car running, but we'll get this all tidied up here and get this door panel off and get this handle and lock cylinder swapped over. Your door panel off is pretty straightforward, depending if you have power options or not. If you don't have any power options, then your life's going to be even easier, because then you don't have to disconnect the power window and lock connector, or just power lock connector, depending on which options you have. Not really a big deal. So Phillips screwdriver in this case, just getting out all the screws here. So these guys are all Phillips. See if this one's actually back here, which it's not. Nobody ever puts that rear screw in. Surprisingly enough, the little bolt cover caps are in place here. So this guy is a little Torx. Get these two big bolts out here that hold the armrest in. So you can see someone's gone ahead and recovered the map bag. Someone has gone ahead and recovered the map bag or map pocket area. Looks pretty good, not going to complain. And because the car is a 90, it does still have the insert in the door panel instead of this just being all part of one piece. So they've gone ahead and recovered that black, which looks pretty good, matches the seats nicely. They'll actually have a LMR panel popper that they give you when you buy the little Christmas tree kits. I find it more useful after getting the panel off if there's any trees that are left behind. Now we can see the two little nuts here. So we're going to go ahead and get those nuts off. In this case, they're 7/16. I did have to put a wrench on the front side to get the other side off, but it's pretty easy to do. So we'll go ahead and knock those off. There's two, and our handle is now loose. And this is funny, the broken piece of the factory handle is still actually on the main bar for the actuator for the latch. I'll just go ahead and pop it out. So, long story short, this rod just sits right in here like this, and then it clips around the plastic piece here like that, which holds it in place. So that's what you're looking for. So I just put my hand in there, clipped it around, and pulled it out, right? So we'll go ahead and put this back on. Nice shiny new handle. Pop our holes through the plastic. And so what's going to happen, and it's funny, these clips, they have them going this way, which you want to be careful because it might do that, and then this is going to be extremely loose. So my recommendation is to actually flip the clip around and put it in this way, guys. I'm not sure why they come like that. They don't need to be that way. Just makes life easier, in my opinion. Take a look here, make sure our new handle works, and it works beautifully. All right, so lock cylinder is held in with this little tab right here. There we go. Wasn't too bad, was it? So lock cylinder rod is held on with the same style clip that I showed you earlier. So we just got to fold that around, and then I'll push that rod through. Then we'll put our new lock cylinder on and put that retaining clip back in, and we'll be good to go. Now, this car isn't perfect, and I would like to call myself a bit of a professional, so I'm risking by not taping anything here. If this is your first time, guys, I would recommend that you just take some masking tape and tape off the area so that you don't accidentally scratch your paint. Whew. All right, so you got the arm in and the tab on the back side of the bar, which was a little painful, hard on the fingers. Lock cylinder back in place. Then just slide the retaining clip. You want to make sure it grabs both the top and the bottom of the lock cylinder. Right, so it's now back into position. So there we are, guys. Black door handles, black lock cylinders. In case you're wondering, yes, the new lock set comes with a new set of keys that say family of fine cars. The quality isn't the greatest, but it's an aftermarket part at the end of the day. So there we go. Everything works. And now I can go ahead and get this door panel reinstalled, and we'll do a little wrap up and review of what we got done this afternoon. I think this car turned out great. I really think that, you know, the little bit of rake in the stance with the cowl hood and the Saleen wing just kind of finishing off that flow, which I was going for. And couldn't be happier with it. Even got a little custom something here in the center caps. My man Sinus Built on Instagram, he did those for me. He's actually got a set of the ROH ones as well on the way. But nice little personalized touch in my opinion. I think Lou Creative would probably approve of this car as well, since he's always retro, very 80s, 90-ish throwback. So there we go, guys. Here's the 90 GT with its new look. Let me know what you guys think. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It is amazing what a set of wheels and tires and a little bit of lowering can do in terms of the looks and overall appearance. It's the little things that sometimes add up. You know, things like those black door handles versus the chrome make all the difference in the world. You know, if you're a foxbody guy, you'd probably notice it right away, but if you're not, you'd probably be like, why does the car look better today than it did yesterday? And you wouldn't know what it is. You wouldn't be able to put your finger on it, but you just know that the car looks a little bit better. So there you have it, guys. Thanks again for following along. Hope you like these tweaks that have been done to the 90 GT. You know, there'll be a little bit more to come before it gets stored away for the winter as I drive it around and do a shakedown on it and make sure that everything's doing what it needs to do with that mystery motor in there. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you again soon.